Auction time. This is the 7K series auction. 7K01 is a dance blade. Yeah. This one is one of the longest I've ever made. One of the longest. It's almost a foot. Yeah, it's like 11 and 15/16. Yeah. Okay, so this is raw Georgia chert from Jeff Head. It started out as a longer piece than this, but I preserved most of the length. It's got some defects, okay? So it's got this little defect in there, whatever that is. It's a fossil or something. So I tried to nap around it. Got a little crunchy on that side. All right. And then it's got a hole in it somewhere. Yeah, right there. It doesn't go all the way through. So those are the two main defects in the stone itself. It was kind of difficult to work. It's a swirl type of Georgia chert. So it's got some slight swirl pattern in it. It is translucent. Yeah, my flashlight's dying on me. Okay, so I did sharpen it. It's sharpened all the way around. The width on this, the widest part is like 2 1/4. Yeah, 2 1/4. It's sharpened all the way around, mainly with this half is mainly done with indirect percussion, although I did pressure flaking also. And then all pressure flake sharpened up in the upper half. Okay. Yeah, dance blade. It does have a nice ring to it. Let's see if I can demonstrate. Very interesting sound. If you hold it so it's balanced. Yeah. So these things can get kind of loud when you're napping them. Yeah, I noticed that. Okay. I was going to use this particular piece to chop some wood with, but it was just sitting there for weeks and weeks, and I said, no, I'm never going to use it. So I'll just offer it. I'll finish it out and offer it as a dance blade. Okay, 7K02. This is the Crescent that's on video. It's made of quartzite, translucent quartzite. It's all on video. I did mess with one of these ends after I shut the video off. Yeah, because it was really thick, which I think it was this one that I messed with off camera. I noticed it was really thick up here near the serrations. So I thinned it down a little bit more. Yeah. Other than that, everything's on video. Yeah, I didn't mess with anything else except the end that was kind of thick. Yeah, I think it was that end. It's still thicker than the other end. But I tried to make everything symmetrical. I don't think the serrations are symmetrical, but everything else I tried to make as symmetrical as possible with this stuff. Yeah. Okay. Oh, how long is it? I don't know. 4 3/8 or thereabouts. 1 5/8 on the widest part here. I think these were knives. Okay. You can take a guess as to what they're used for. It could be used for almost anything. Projectile point, knife, scraper, whatever else. Saw. Yeah. Okay. 7K03. This is all on video also. Heat treated Buffalo River chert from Danny Collins. Yeah. It does get a bit crunchy. I don't recommend this stuff for beginners because it will get crunchy. And once it starts, it doesn't want to stop. Once it starts getting crunchy like this, it just keeps compounding itself. Yeah, the crunchiness has a mind of its own, and it will just keep going. Yeah, so you've got to clear all that off. I took special care in making this so that it wouldn't get all crunchy. Yeah. It's sharpened all the way around. I did not mess with it off camera. It's all here. 4 and 15/16 or 4 7/8 in between that. Okay. I like it. The colors are kind of cool. Yeah. $7K04. 2 points under this one item number. This one I made on video. The smaller one is on video. I don't know if it has transparent areas. I think it does, yeah. You can barely see them. Let's see. Are they in there? Yeah, there's some areas that are transparent. So it's a triple flow. What kind of style is it? I don't know. It's just a side notch, California style. I don't know what to call it. Win-to style, maybe. It has expanding notches. They're not narrow entry. They're just expanding. It's got fox-eared ears. Yeah. Or you call that the stem too, fox-eared stem. Okay. That one's a little bitty one. Let's see. This one is 1 1/8, a little over 1 1/8 long. 1 3/16. All right, this one I made today. Well, I made the preform on video, on the same video as that one, but I finished this one out today. It's an Ishii style, and I was very persnickety with it. I spent way too long on it. It's got expanding notches too. They're not narrow entry, but the barbs are delicate. It is a triple flow, right? This has some red in it. It's not just black and clear. Let me see. Yeah, it is a triple flow. Okay. Yeah, it's got some transparent areas in it. That entry on that notch is not too bad as far as narrow entry goes. That one's a little bit wider. And I think I blew out, I blew this out here. That's why. The ear right here, it was wider right there. You can kind of tell. See, this matches right here. This contour matches, but that one doesn't. You can tell I blew out some of that ear. It would have been a more narrow notch than that. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not too coordinated. Yeah. I'm working on it. Mm-hmm. Okay. There you go. $7K05. Box of 4 bifaces. These are what I call refined bifaces, different materials. Okay, so let's see. This one, I did this one completely on video. This is a crackly type of obsidian. Crackly, yes. And once it starts getting thin, it'll show its crackliness. When it's thick, it's not too difficult to run long flakes. Luckily, this stuff is not divey, so the flakes come off relatively flat. It's one of those that has flat flakes, but very brittle flakes, which doesn't make sense to me, but that's what it is. Usually, when it's brittle, the flakes are not long. on exceptionally brittle material like this. I usually cannot get long flakes, but this is the exception. And when it starts getting thin, it does this little crackly thing. Yeah. So originally it was like the thinnest it was, the ratio was 11:1, right? But after I made it symmetrical, or I symmetrized it and sharpened it, it got down to about 8:1 ratio, width to thickness. Okay, this one is 3 3/8. Let me turn the light back on. 3 and what? 3/8? Yeah. This one is a little over 3 5/8. This one is a little bit over 3.5. This one's 4 1/4. All right, so this one is heat treat Keokuk. This one is heat treat Georgia chert. This is a heat treat Buffalo River. Okay, these two are from Danny Collins. This one's from Jeff Head. And this one was from Aaron Wilson. Yeah. I think this was a gift. This material on this one. The other ones I bought, I think. Yeah. All right, so let's look at these. This is a heat treat Buffalo River. All of these are sharpened all the way around. Sharp all the way around. See, they're all sharpened. So let's take close-up looks, I guess. Yeah. I did not measure the ratio, the width to thickness ratio, but I think it's similar to the obsidian. It's like 8:1 or 9:1. Something like that. Yeah, it naps well as long as you're used to it. This stuff is just as crackly as that stuff. Yeah, but once you get used to it, it's not too bad. This is a heat treat Flint River. It can be a little bit snap in half-ish, but this particular batch that Jeff heated came out really well. Yeah, he knows how to heat this stuff. This is the heat-treated high-grade Keokuk. Yeah, I like napping this stuff. For a while, I was napping some Keokuk that was driving me nuts from somebody else. I think it was because it was heated too much or something. I don't know. But this stuff is excellent. It does get crackly. It does get crackly. Yeah, see that? And it is difficult to sharpen. Sometimes it'll do that, do those little mishaps. And right there on that side too. I don't know if that's the material or what. But in that one area, it was hard to thin down too. Okay. All these four are together. $7K06, another box of sharpened bifaces. Refined and sharpened bifaces. Let's see. Let's go with the largest to the smallest. There, I guess. All right. A little over 2.5. 3 1/4. 3 1/4. 3 5/8. Okay, sharpened all the way around. Thinned. This is heat treat Keokuk. Same stuff as the other one, except instead of putting an obsidian one in here, I put a raw chert piece. Translucent Texas chert, raw. I don't know where it came from. And I don't know. I'm thinking it looks similar to Georgia chert, but it is a Texas. You can tell there's a slight color difference. Not much when you look at it in a translucent way. Yeah, I think. Let's see. Let me. Because sometimes the Georgia chert does look like this, so I'm gonna think about this for a little while. I believe this is a raw Texas chert because this did not nap like this. I think this is a raw piece. Yeah. It might be a heat treat though. Anyway, I think that's Texas chert. This is Buffalo River. This is Flint River, and that is Keokuk. All right. So let's look at these up close. I mentioned that they're sharpened all the way around, right? Yeah. This one, I had a mishap on that, and I cleared it out. I thought I had taken off all those little fingernail steps also, but I didn't. I didn't. Anyway, you can pick those out. This was a flake, a thin flake, so you can kind of see that it's a little bit flatter on that side. I don't know if there's still some of the original surface. No, I got rid of all the original surface, but it was a flat, slightly curved flake when I started. You can kind of see where it's curved right there. Anyway, yeah, this one came out pretty good, except a little mishap right there. Oh well. Buffalo River. I like it. I'm going to make a bunch of small arrowheads out of this for my own personal collection. I am going to start making arrowheads for my own personal use. Yeah. This one, I finished this one out this morning. It was actually pretty easy to work this piece. So it might be a heat treat. Usually this swirl stuff is not that easy to work. This wasn't bad at all. So it might be heat treat. And this one, let's look up close here. It's a little bit wonky. Yeah. Usually I'll leave it a little on the thick side if I'm having trouble. And I think I was having some trouble with this one. So instead of running another flake through that area to thin out the tip, I just left it. Yeah. I said to myself, it was already starting to misbehave right there. So I said to myself, no, I'll mess up the symmetry if I take back one of these sides and grind it down a lot and then shoot a flake. And it doesn't guarantee that I will smooth that out. Yeah, it might just step right across that whole area. It might just step right across. And that'd be even worse because then I had to try to figure out how to remove the step fracture from the other side. It just keeps getting more and more narrow. So forget it. It's good enough. Yeah. And these are all sharpened all the way around. I think I mentioned that. Okay. 7K07 box of Georgia chert flakes, Flint River. Yeah, I have a lot of these flakes, so I just went ahead and picked out a bunch of flat ones, relatively flat, and some of them have cortex, but I left, it's still kind of thick, so it should work for you. So I picked out the ones that were not cracked or not too curved. This is probably the longest one in here, 2 3/4. Okay, they are translucent and they are raw. They're not. None of these are heat treated, I don't think, but it's high grade stuff. I looked at it. I made sure that these are the kind of flakes that I would want to nap. Nap around the edges type of flakes. Some are more butterscotchery than others. As far as the color goes, some of them are deeper in color. That's why I get confused between Texas cherts and Flint River. Sometimes this Flint River is lighter in color. So I get confused between this and Texas stuff. But yeah. Anyway, a bunch of these. Here's a longer piece. I don't know if you want to use the whole piece. Probably not. For an arrowhead, you can break it up. But you can also use this as a tool for cutting on these larger flakes. Could be cutting tools. Anyway, this little box is 4 inches by 6 inches by 1 inch. Yeah. Okay. These look bigger than they actually are. They're not this big when you get them because my hands are small. These look bigger than they really are. So just be aware. Okay. And yeah, like I said, I have a bunch of these flakes, so I don't mind selling some of them. Yeah. Oops. Can't be doing that. 7K08. This is all Buffalo River, and I think I removed this flake on video. Very nice flake, heat treated Buffalo River, and this should be nice. I mean, you're probably not going to be able to get the whole length, but you can try. I think this is the largest piece in here, 4 3/8. Okay, so these are all from the same batch, maybe not the same nodule. But yeah, this is all Buffalo River heat treat flakes, flat usable flakes. Okay, and I think this came off the same piece as this one. Yeah, they're all from the same nodule. Okay, so there's that. Everything else I think came off of different nodules. Yeah, this one's a more reddish. This is kind of a yellowish. Yeah, I don't recommend this stuff for beginners. It can be a little crackly, so just be aware. If you want to try it, that's fine, but just be aware it's kind of crackly stuff. All right. That's it. Rules. Okay, these are just a short version of the rules. I'm using these little note cards. Okay. There will be an auction here every Monday. I will post the auction video at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, I'll try to get it posted at 4 p.m. Sometimes I might be late. And it will end at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Every time. That I won't be late on. Okay. You bid in the comment section. If you're not able to post a comment, you will not be able to participate in the auction. You bid under one or more of my pre-populated comments. Please include the item number if you're not sure you placed your bid in the correct place. Okay, kind of self-explanatory. Try not to bid at the last minute. I'm using YouTube's time tracker and it's not always accurate. Okay, just fair warning. Okay, I reserve the right to call the winner as I see fit in any case. Right? Okay, so there's been issues where it's been very close and people have been bidding at the last minute, and sometimes YouTube says you're late, even though you and I both know you're on time, but I got to use a time tracker that everybody sees. So that's why I use YouTube's time tracker. All right? Okay. Look at my previous auctions to see how they work. If you have questions, you can email me or post your questions in the comments section. So my email is jackcrafty2@gmail.com. Right. There is a description of the auction in the description box. I also post this short video clip every time in case you don't like reading. Yeah. There will be a hard close of the auction at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. It depends on your time zone, though. It ends at 8 if you're on Central Time, 7 if you're on Mountain Time, and 6 if you're on Pacific Time. Make sure you account for your time zone. Okay? All right. I will begin announcing winners 1 minute after the top of the hour. It may take me up to 45 minutes to announce all the winners, though. Okay, so give me some time to announce all the winners. I will start at 1 minute after the top of the hour because I refresh the comment section to make sure I see everyone's comment and I know what time they bid. Okay. I will hit the heart button if you win. This is the only notification you will receive. There is no private messaging in YouTube. And I will not hunt you down on Facebook or anything like that to announce that you are the winner. I will put a heart on the winning bid. I will heart it or love it or whatever it's called. Okay? All right. As a last resort, I can bid for you if you contact me before the auction ends. However, I will not bid for you closer than 5 minutes prior to closing. Okay, so keep that in mind. Again, my email is jackcrafty2@gmail.com. You can email me if you're having trouble. You can bid as many times as you like. I will only charge you the amount that beats the next highest bidder. This helps to prevent sniping. Okay, so if you're not sure what that means, just look at previous auctions. You'll see that some guys bid a lot toward the end of the auction. They start putting in bids at the last minute just so someone won't snipe them for like $2. You know what sniping is, right? If you don't, then I don't know what to tell you. Let's see. Did I skip one? No. I will hit the like button if and when I see your bid. It may take me a while, but as the time approaches the closing, I check more frequently. Okay, so this is how you know that I'm seeing your bids or comments. I will hit the like button. Okay, this is very important, especially if you're new. If you suspect that your comments or bids are not being seen, try asking if I see your comments bids. You ask in the comment section. If I don't respond, I can't see your comments or bids. All right, pretty obvious. So if I can't see your comments or bids, you got to try something else, like restart your phone or use someone else's phone or get on your computer to try to bid, or send me an email. Figure out what's going on, because it's usually on your end, right? Yeah. So just try different methods to try to get your comments visible. Shipping is free in the US. International shipping is discounted but not free. Okay? Free in the US, but international shipping is not free. It's $10 extra for a light package, 1 pound or less, and $20 extra if it's heavier than that. Okay? So your international shipping is discounted, but it's not free. Shipping is free in the US. I ship all items through the U.S. Post Office. I will always provide tracking numbers. I will issue refunds if requested. Oh, yes. If you are the winner and you're new, you'll need to email me your name, your address, and preferred method of payment. Or you can ask me what I prefer. I usually prefer PayPal, but I have different payment methods that I use. I accept Venmo, Cash App, PayPal.me, Zelle. Okay, just we'll arrange this in the emails. Okay. Okay, that's it for the cheat notes. Good luck, everybody.